Hi everyone, Aaron Brooks with Perfect Postures, and today I want to talk about something pretty interesting. As most of you know, if you've been following our videos, we deal a lot with kinetic change. In other words, what we mean by that is how one part of the body has a direct influence on another part of the body. So for today, I actually had a really interesting question with one of our Perfect Postures practitioners who's level 2 certified. He had asked me about the big toe, and he had a client he's working with who has pretty severe arthritis in the toe. So what I'd like to do today is show you a little technique that either you could go seek a practitioner that's really good with joint mobilization, or you could try this on your own. And really this is just a simple little process called PNF, and what we're going to show you how to do is increase range of motion in the big toe. Now that's important because of what happens. So I'm going to explain a little bit about how the big toe could actually affect what occurs in your low back. So this is we're talking about the whole kinetic chain again. So if your big toe is limited and it can't extend up, so in other words, when you're toeing off on the right foot, let's say, and the big toe is arthritic and it doesn't have that range of motion, you're going to find a way, or your body's going to figure out a way to still move from point A to point B as best it can. So it's going to try to get away from that segment that's limited. And typically what will happen is, as people walk, and you might be this case if you're what we're talking about here, a lot of times people will toe out. They'll actually turn their foot out so that they don't have to actually press off the big toe. The problem with that is that when you turn out, you're now changing what the tilt of the pelvis is doing, and then obviously you're changing what the hip is doing as well. So you're not getting proper movement in the pelvis, and then that equates to improper function or dysfunction in the low back or the lumbar spine. Now, when we start addressing those issues with the big toe, the client or yourself, you'll start noticing a little bit more range. So what I want to show you with the corrective exercise is, one, a technique to increase range of motion in the big toe, but then also to follow it up with this next exercise. And the next exercise is going to be basically a calf stretch, which we showed you in other videos before, but the importance here is bringing that whole kinetic chain together. So most times when people do this little sequence that we're going to show you with the corrective exercises of the week, you're going to notice almost a dramatic impact right when you're done with the program. So stay tuned for that corrective exercise and that technique, and we'll see you next week.